going to go to previous. So I did thank you guys, even though there's only 7 of you. Well, the camera can't see there's only 7, so we'll just pretend like there's like 50 people here.
Camera's on right now.
It's on right
You guys just have to, that's fine. we can edit this. You guys just have to be loud. Pretend like you're more than one person. So we're talking about medial knee displacement, aka Valgus Collapse. We're going to talk about that as an ACL injury mechanism. We're going to talk about how to prevent it. So thank you all 50 of you for coming. That was really, really nice of you. I like doing this because it gives me an opportunity to make sure that I understand this topic a little bit better. And self-promotion, go to that site, we write things, it's cool. I wrote about the Chronicles of Riddick a little while ago. I don't think people liked it that much. But I did get to wear dark glasses. It was kind of cool. Anyway, so Valgus Collapse, here's what we're looking at. If you're looking at from the top, right here you got a pelvic drop. The femur is going to be internally rotated, as is the tibia. The tibia is also internally rotated. And we get this nice inward angle right here. You guys seen this before when people squat, when it gets heavy, or people lunge and their knee goes in. So we'll talk about what causes it. We're going to look at the hips. We're going to look at lower body leg musculature. So the calves, tibialis anterior. Look at the influence of that on the valgus collapse. And we're going to look at the influence of pelvic alignment. So first, just some anatomy on the upper body, or on the hip musculature. In one study, they found that patients with knee pain exhibited 52% less hip extension strength, 27% less abduction strength, 30% less external rotation strength. Kind of just reinforcing that, there was another study called the Proximal Strengthening Program Improves Pain Function and Biomechanics in Women with Patellofemoral Pain Syndrome. And they saw that there's strong evidence that patellofemoral pain syndrome patients have deficits in abduction, extension, and external rotation strength. So the same exact stuff. And we're going to go over what the hip extensor muscles are. So what are some hip extensor muscles?
Glutes.
Glutes.
Hamstrings.
Hamstrings. Those are the big ones. So glutes, hamstrings, adductor magnus to a slight degree, and posterior fibers of the glute medius. So what are all, I like testing people on their anatomy. You know it, I'll let you answer last if you guys don't get it. What are the hamstring muscles? Yeah.
Bicep.
Yeah. I remember it because the first 2 sound like dinosaur names. Semitendinosus rex. That looks like a dinosaur name. And like you said, bicep femoris. And later we'll talk about the importance of the hamstring quad and its relationship all to the ACL. So if the quad is a lot stronger than the hamstring, that can end up causing some problems. I don't expect everyone to know the hip external rotators, but can anyone name to them other than piriformis, which is already up there?
Glute medius.
Some fibers. Depends. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you guys to know this. So I just want to keep stressing how important the glute max is, because it's also a hip external rotator as well as a extensor of the hip. So this is a terrible picture. This guy might have knee problems, kind of the no ass. And yes, I did take that picture. So obviously that's one of my hobbies. I mean, if I was walking out of Walmart and I saw a guy and he was big, like that big, and he had no butt, I mean, just one more time. How does that happen?
I thought that was his front.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not. See, right there is where the ass is supposed to be. But it just drops right off. So that just doesn't make sense to me. So obviously he needs some bridges in his life or something. I don't know. I actually have just a nice scrapbook of people like that at my house if you guys ever want to come and look at it. That is not true. Alright, what are some abductors?
Gracilis, Sartorius.
Gracilis?
Sartorius?
Sure.
No.
No. Actually, tight, Gracilis would bring you in.
Valgus?
Cancer postulata?
Glute minimus, TFL, superior fibers of the glute maximus, and I said, oh my god, the glutes are so hot right now, because they're so super important. And that damn Hansel, he's so hot right now. Just replace Hansel with the glutes, because just remember, they're super important. It's Hansel, he's so hot right now. So what Valgus Collapse can lead to, and what we'll kind of focus a lot of the attention on is non-contact ACL injuries. Can also cause patellofemoral pain, so knee pain, knee osteoarthritis, medial collateral ligament sprains, knee cartilage and meniscus damage, and also people calling you girls' names when you squat. Ha! So, like Nancy. Nancy's not here, so it's not offensive. So just some fun facts that I thought really sucked about ACL injuries and knee problems is that 2/3 of ACL patients do not return to pre-injury level of competitive sports by 12 months. The main focus of preventing ACL injuries has been avoiding non-contact injury, which is 70%, which I thought was a little bit high. One kid in my other class was doing a presentation on the ACL, and I asked him what did he think was more prevalent, contact or non-contact, and he thought it was contact, but really it's 70% non-contact. So just another terrible stat is that there's approximately 250,000 ACL injuries in the United States each year, and each reconstruction costs about $17,000, which ends up accumulating to about $1.5 billion per year, which is a lot of money for an ACL. And then that's also not even factoring in initial consults with surgeons, rehab after. One kid in one of my classes told me he had to spend like a couple $1,000s on a brace. So, and also people with ACL injuries will more than likely never have the same ligament strength again. So once it happens, you're never gonna come back as strong as you once were. So let's start talking about the hip muscles. That's the greatest picture ever, because it moves. All in the hips. Damn, alligator bit my hand off. And I got his eye. Alright, so we talked about the importance of the bicep femoris. What does that do again? What is the bicep?
Knee
Huh?
flexion, hip extension.
Hip extension. What else? Come on, you guys know what a hamstring muscle does.
Knee flexion.
Yeah, there, and then some other cool things. So it also external or lateral rotation and knee external rotation, along with what you guys said. So a lot of this information is just going to be off one study of the importance of the bicep femoris in female basketball players. Control of muscle activity in the lateral to medial hamstring would be an important factor in generating sufficient force to inhibit excessive internal rotation during landing. Internal rotation during landing is one of the injury mechanisms. Strengthening the bicep femoris might mitigate the higher incidence of non-contact ACL injuries in female athletes. So we'll talk a little bit about female athletes. And the injury rate for female athletes for ACL problems is actually 2 to 8 times higher depending on the sport. I think it's a little bit higher in soccer than it is in basketball. Some reasons for that, they've